The greatest trick the devil ever pulled? Well, I think it was releasing limited mintage series coins. I'll show you what I got, I'll tell you what I'm looking for, and then you can make fun of me in the comments. So there are three main categories to consider when you're buying gold. You have the cheapest option, the best option, and then the prettiest option, which is simply what you like most. In other words, it's your favorite. Now, mostly on this channel, I'm talking about what I would say is the best option. And then I'll have a few swings now and then to my current favorites or even some current deals. But I never really lean very far into the cheapest options. And maybe that's obvious and maybe it's not, but now that I've said it, hopefully it's clear. I would rather pay a little bit more premium to get the best option. And to me, the best option is easy to define. It's an objective thing. It's what others want the most and what I can sell the quickest and with the least hassle in any situation. So in other words, it's the option that's the most liquid. And if you want to know the best option in your region, you should ask a local coin shop owner. They are your most likely possible buyer, and there's simply nobody who's going to know better. Now, I make it a point to ask every dealer I talk to, and I've never heard anything other than American Gold Eagles here in the United States. American Gold Eagles are far from my favorite gold coin, though, and we all know that they aren't the cheapest. A lot of my favorite gold coins have come from the Perth Mint. In particular, the early lunar coins, and then more recently, the Chinese myths and legends coins. But when they first came out, I wasn't really thinking as a collector, so I ignored the Dragon versus Phoenix coin, and even the Dragon versus Tiger, which came out the following year. And it wasn't until the end of last year that I grabbed the Double Dragon. And then this year, I grabbed the Double Pixiao. Now, these are not the best form of gold that I could buy for liquidity. But I found that I like these coins really more than anything else, so I'm trying to pick them up if I can find them for the same price as, say, an American Gold Eagle or an American Buffalo. So when the Double Dragon popped up again, and it was actually a little bit cheaper than a Buffalo, I grabbed it. So now I have two of these. And again, this really doesn't make any sense, but it is fun. So my plan here is to get that base stack first. So what I've been calling my deep stack or my start over fund. And then I'm going to pick up a few of my favorites along the way, but not get too far off track. And honestly, I think the part that I'm actually missing here is having coins with real numismatic value. I don't think that these are going to increase in value dramatically beyond the spot price of gold. So for that reason, these Perth Mint coins that I've been buying, well, they probably aren't a smart purchase. What I've been finding though is that whether I'm on my Discord server, on YouTube, Instagram, whatever, I get a lot more excited about certain coins. And as I've been spending more and more time analyzing everything that I'm doing because of this channel, I've kind of gotten to the point that I need to just buy something now and then simply because I like it, just so this whole thing doesn't get boring. So I have three things going right now with gold. I have my base stack, and I'm not shifting away from that. That's my goal that I talk about a lot with American Gold Eagles and even the Buffaloes. So my plan is probably to keep most of the Eagles in a vault, and then I'll keep the Buffaloes somewhere that's a little bit easier to grab. Now, a lot of people say they need to have direct access to their precious metals at all times. That's totally up to you. I think a vault makes sense after a certain point, especially if you're on YouTube showing everybody that you have this stuff. Beyond that, I have some equities and there's nothing to show, so I'm not going to go on about that. I have some ETFs and I have some mining stocks. The third thing though, that's going to be a little bit more about fun. Now, I love Buffaloes, I love Maple Leafs and Britannias, they're all great, but I just wanted to grab a couple things that really had nothing to do with price and nothing to do with liquidity. So that was the thinking behind grabbing another Double Dragon. It's not the best option, it's not the cheapest option, but it's what I like, and it's also what I think my kids will like someday as well. I don't know that I needed two of these, but now I've got in my head that I need to go back and get the Dragon and Tiger and the Dragon and Phoenix, and I was thinking somewhere maybe there's a possibility that a trade could happen where this could be part of that trade. Now I'm buying a little bit more gold than normal right now, and that kind of helps with a purchase like this. It makes a little bit more sense. I don't know how hard I'll be going the rest of the year yet, And I'm not really sure if we'll be seeing big gains at all, but there are a lot of factors signaling rising prices in the near future. And me buying more than a few ounces of gold in a month, well, that's about as close as I get to backing up the truck. I never really get too crazy. But gold in the 1700s, that feels like a good buy to me right now because the conditions for gold just seem really strong. So I'm going to lean into getting a base of the best coins, again, eagles, buffaloes, but I'm also going to be picking up a few fun options along the way. I would love to complete this series. I don't know if that's possible. It's pretty tough to find a phoenix. I'll just kind of jump back to the cheapest options though, because I do think that makes a lot of sense for a lot of people. Now, if it was the priority for me, I would be looking more at Britannias and Krugerrands. Either one of those would be a fantastic second choice, and I would probably put Philharmonics in there as well, but I don't know that I'd go to the point where I'd get into bars and 20 francs roosters. I really do like those coins, but I'll come back to what I said earlier about the local coin shop. They are your most likely buyer. So if there's a part of your stack that you want to be accessible and liquid, it's worth getting to know your local shop owners and what they prefer. And then for the part of your stack that you aren't worried about having to sell, do whatever you want. Go for cheap or go for fun, whatever gets you excited. And honestly, finding a 2019 Dragon vs. Tiger or that 2018 Dragon vs. Phoenix, that has me excited. I passed on them the first time, and the more that I see them, the more it's just kind of bothered me. Now, I'm going to report back on just how dumb I get tracking them down. I had a super sketchy run-in with a certain online dealer trying to get a hold of the Dragon vs. Tiger. And that's all I need to say about that. I'm not a Karen. Actually, I probably was a Karen, but I'm not going to do that here in public. But I think that I have a line on a new one, something a little bit more solid, and I'm going to report back with the full story if they'll let me. Give me a week or so. This sounds like a lot of reporting, actually. Now, the Phoenix, I'm afraid that's going to get stupid. The idea behind this channel has always been to try to be helpful and stay grounded, I guess. So this is really just an acknowledgement that these Perth Mint series coins, well, they aren't the logical choice for someone looking to build value in gold. These are for fun. And the longer I do this YouTube thing, the more I realize that it really has to be fun now and then, or it's just not worth doing. To a certain extent, that goes for everything, whether that's buying gold or investing in the markets or really anything at all. So if you know how to get a hold of a Dragon vs. Phoenix, you're going to have to let me know because I need some more of that fun so you don't have to hear about eagles and buffaloes all the time. Let's call it good there. Let me know in the comments what you're up to. Do you buy cheap? Do you buy best? Or do you buy fun? It's probably a mix. So this is your chance to yell at me for not having any libertads. And while you're there, be sure to hit that like button. That helps get the word out. It also helps get more people looking for that Phoenix for me. Hope you're doing well. Thank you again for watching. I always appreciate your time. Take care.